Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Simply Selicia. I'm actually going to be talking about being 1 month post-op from bariatric surgery today, and I'm just going to use this video to kind of get into a little bit of detail of like from surgery day to now, the phases that I've gone through, what's been going on. So I started this journey around like May of 2021, somewhere in there, and I would have been about 495, 497, probably 500 something pounds at that time. And on my surgery date, I was about 377 pounds, I believe, and today's date, I am about 349 pounds. In like this week, I've been kind of going between like 347 to 350. So, yeah, actually, if you go back in this channel to around May 2021, you can see the progress. It's kind of crazy. So like back then I did start putting up stuff. So like you can see, you know, like full body, you can see me like trying on clothes. You can see me talking about my thoughts on like body positivity and stuff. And I still kind of sit somewhere between like mostly body neutrality with sprinkles of body positivity. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a really long time. And the reason it's been a long time is because I wanted to start with my mental health first. So I always knew that like weight loss surgery was on the table, but I didn't want to just rush into it. I wanted to take my time. I wanted to figure this thing out first. I had some stuff to do here first. And I felt like that was the best way to be most successful long term for my weight loss. And I think that that was the move because it has absolutely been the key to this entire thing. So I guess if you guys want me to go into depth on that, I will in another video. Today I just kind of want to hit boom, boom, boom through the different phases and things. So I'm going to go ahead and rewind a little bit because I got the duodenal switch surgery, which is a weight loss surgery where they kind of like remove part of your stomach and they also bypass part of your intestine. So I would say now my stomach is about the size of a banana. So they remove something like 60% of your stomach, and then they also bypass like 70% of your intestine. So because my stomach is so small, I can only hold so much food, and because my intestine is shorter, from the food I do eat, I can only absorb so much nutrition from it anyway. So that's the general gist of like the duodenal switch. I believe the stats are something like on average people lose about 80% of their excess weight over a 2-year period, and actually the surgery sometimes is done in like 2 steps. So you do the stomach part first and the intestine part at a different time. I was able to do mine all in one go. It just depends on your surgeon. It depends on how much pressure is in your stomach and stuff when you get started. So yeah. Yeah, that's wild. I want to say between when I started my weight loss journey, so like when I was 497, probably into the 500 pound zone, and my start of my program. So like if my highest weight in May of 2021, I started doing research in late, like my serious research throughout 2022, but my like meeting doctors and stuff in the end of 2022, and set up my, I like started my program early in 2023. So I want to say I was around like 460 maybe when I started my like weight loss program, somewhere between 440 and 460. So I had lost weight and kind of got myself into routines first, and then brought on doctors, met with people, did a few different things, and now I'm here. And I'm 1 month post-op, and that is crazy to me. That's wild. So time has flown, and I've had a relatively easy experience so far, which I don't know, it was weird for me at first because I'm used to like the horror stories, or I'm used to like what's so bad about bariatric. When you're looking it up on like TikTok or whatever, it's a lot of people are just trying to spread the word about things that can happen, and so you're not like blindsided. But I was really, at first I had a hard time because I wasn't having a hard time, so I felt guilty for not having a hard time. And it hasn't been without challenges. It's just that everything went well. So I was like, did they actually give me a surgery? Because I thought I would be feeling like shit by now. But you know what? I don't want to speak too soon. Knock on all the wood. It could happen at any time. Like, this is a lifelong thing that I will be working on and like relearning and redefining and configuring how I participate in like food and my health. So there's just so much margin, so many like variables and things to consider, but wow, we're here, we did it. And actually I'm cooking at the same time because I spent too long making notes for myself to stay on track that I have not eaten my last meal of the day. So I'm actually probably gonna go finish that, come back, and then we'll start talking about surgery day. All right, I'm back. Got one of those like carb balanced tortillas, one of those Laughing Cow spreadable cheeses, and some chicken. So we'll see how much of it that I can eat. This is probably about 3 to 4 ounces of chicken, maybe. So we'll see. And it's gonna take me like 45 minutes to eat this. Okay, so a million years later that I finally finished chewing that first bite, let's talk about surgery day. So surgery day is a lot of sitting and waiting. I had done like a pre-check and stuff, so really all I had to do was go in and pay them to keep me for a day. So I had my aunt and grandma with me. We just chatted, waited. It went pretty quick. My surgery was around like 9 a.m. somewhere in there, so that means I got to the hospital about 6:45 to do all the check-in stuff. But it was mostly waiting because I had already done the check-in stuff. So like you go check in, pay. They bring you to kind of like your check-in room where you do like all your first vitals, and they set you up with like the IV. So I got mine in my hand, and they start giving you kind of like your pre-surgery, like whatever medicines that you need to take. They had like a nausea patch. I had like these tube things that went around my legs that they would hook up to a machine later that helped with circulation. It's just like a lot of like the legal stuff. Oh, you check in with your doctors, you sit and wait, you do these tests, you answer these questions, like all that typical stuff. And then maybe like 10 minutes after my aunt and grandma decided that they wanted to go get some food because they were hungry, and they started taking me back. So she came, my nurse came back in. You check in with like so many people during this time, but I had a different nurse by then. She like checked in. She gave me like a sedative straight into the IV. It burnt a little bit, but it was not a big deal. I have a high pain tolerance, just by the way. So what else? Was there anything other special about that? No. So she gave me the sedative. I was aware like of what was going on, even with the sedative and stuff. It does come down like a wave. So like as she was taking me to the operating room, it hits you in waves. So you do feel like you're slowing down, and you feel like the feelings of getting high or whatever. But you're still aware. Like I still was able to talk. I still understood what was going on. The operation room is very sci-fi. It's got that vibe because there's so much equipment in there. It is a robot-assisted surgery, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff in there. There's a lot of people prepping things and moving things around and checking in with each other. So I was just kind of laying there waiting. I remember them moving me over, and I am upset because I was totally going to ask to hold my stomach. I was like, is there a way? I wanted to ask. I had a feeling that the answer was no, and that they would think that I was crazy. But it's like, my stomach's been doing all this work all this time. I want to hold it. I want to appreciate it for a second. But that is not what happened because I forgot to ask while I was on the sedative, and they moved me over, and it was like an 8 count with the anesthesia, and I was out, and next thing I know, I'm waking up somewhere else with a whole other set of nurses and stuff. So yeah, I'm waking up in a new place. There's nurses around. There was somebody like right there, like sitting next to me. I don't know how long they sit there, but she was just like sitting next to me waiting for me to wake up is what it felt like. And you're in a room with a ton of other people, and it's just pretty open. So there's like, I can hear other people like throwing up because of their anesthesia. I can hear other people talking, there's just a lot going on. It's busy. It's a hospital. And I was very groggy. I was very sleepy, but you know, they do like your checks to make sure that you're feeling okay. And I was feeling like I felt fine overall. It's just you're still coming to. So, yeah, I didn't feel bad. I didn't have any nausea or anything. Basically, I was waiting for them to move me to my room, and they had basically said that my family was already in the room. So they were I was waiting on somebody to come down and drive me there. I call them hospital Ubers, but so, you know, they just pushed the whole bed over there. I got up off my bed, walked to my new bed in my room. It wasn't comfortable. No. Like, was it comfortable to like get up? Was I in pain? Sure. But it wasn't like unbearable. So I just got up and walked because I knew that I needed to get up and walk at some point anyway. So I was like, well, this is my challenge for myself. I'm just going to get through this. And it wasn't hard. It's just hard to like, because you're so cautious about not wanting to hurt, that you're like, how do I move to not hurt? But you're also really sedated. So it's like moving through quicksand in a way. Like, it's just really tiring because you're not awake yet. Like, you're still not awake. And what else? I don't know. I felt like everybody was looking at me like I was crazy because I just stood up and walked to the new bed. They're like, are you sure? They asked me a bunch of times. And I'm like, no, I can do it. I can walk through this bed. It's like 5 steps. I can do this. And yeah, I did it. You know, you get jolts and try to figure out how to shimmy and how to get onto the other bed. Hospital beds are not comfortable. Don't know what to say other than that. That's just how it is. So, you know, you just try to find a comfortable spot. Being elevated, I think, at both ends, so elevating my legs a little bit and elevating my back was the most comfortable for me as far as sleeping later on in the day. But yeah, my family was in there. We talked some more. They said that I had done, like, the doctor had come to them and said everything went well. He was like, she ain't even bleed. Like, we got in and out of there. The procedure takes like an hour and a half or so. So, yeah, everything went well. I was able to get it all done in one go. And after that, it's just like fighting the sedative, really, because I knew, like, I made calls to other family members and friends, and I was like, hey, I'm good, I'm out. And, you know, you do that for a little while, and then you're just totally shot. So I was like, at some point, I was just done trying to talk to anybody anymore. I was like, I'm falling asleep. I can't do this anymore. I had some, you know, liquids and foods. Hospital popsicles are the best thing in the world. Nobody has it better. You can fight me all you want. That sugar-free orange popsicle that I had twice, amazing. It was phenomenal each time. But yeah, ordered some food, drank water, you know, semi-regularly. I had like a breathing device that I had to use, because they want to make sure that you're using, like, pushing your lungs to their full capacity as often as possible. I went on a walk. I was going to the bathroom. You know, everything was fine. No, nothing to write home about. It was just because I was moving really slowly, because I was still sedated and coming off of anesthesia. So, what else? I want to say, after a while, you know, my family left to get rest themselves, and I went to sleep, and I probably woke up somewhere around 2 or 3 a.m. and I stayed up for like an hour. I like did another walk. I drank more water. Just found something to do. Just tried to make myself like comfortable to fall asleep again. And you're just kind of, I went between like being in the bed and sitting up because I can only lay in the bed so long. You can only get so comfortable in there. And I would say sitting up was pretty comfortable for me. What else about being in the hospital? Of course, they're, you know, constantly coming in and checking like your vitals and doing this and that anyway. So it's like they have to come in and bring you medicine. They have to check your vitals again. They're doing this, they're doing that. So even if you're asleep, like, you're gonna wake up multiple times for that. What else? I was released by like around like 1 p.m. the next day. I walked out of there. I had pain medicine that they gave me. I had to do blood thinners for like 10 days because they don't want you to get a blood clot after surgery. and I had like reflux medication, and it was the weekend, so I couldn't get my bariatric vitamins, but I went and got those on like the Monday after. Yeah, it was all pretty laid back. And phase 1 is still like that liquid diet. So I was on liquid diet 15 days before surgery, and I was on liquid diet for like 12 days after surgery before they approved me for pureed foods. So what I haven't made notes for myself, so I'm looking over here. Yeah, a lot of the first, like right away, I was able to hit my protein and water goals. I, sipping slowly, moving slowly. I went on walks. I drank a lot of, excuse me, broth during that time. I did have some gas and gas pain. And when I had my aunt like legit burping me, and that helped a lot. Also, I started Laxaclear once I got home. I did some occasional like a chewable Gas X, and that helped a lot. Walking did most of the work, and I don't know, between like the hospital and that first week home, you realize you have figured out kind of like what moving works for you, because if you reach to like a twist and reach will take you out. So you need to be careful and move slowly, or like laying all the way down and then coming back up is a little difficult. But like I said before, I do have a high pain tolerance, so I really wasn't that out of commission, but I could see why it would like take people out of commission, but I didn't have that bad of a time. So do know your pain tolerance, because it is a major surgery and it does hurt. I am just a little bit of a freak, so I was okay. But yeah, it's not that it doesn't hurt. I still used my pain medication for a while to manage it, but I eventually, slowly got off of it. I was able to go to the bathroom alone. I was able to shower alone. I was able to get on my treadmill alone. If you bend, twist, or whatever a certain way, or move too fast a certain way, you will feel it and it will hurt. But it will pass. All of it passed. And yeah, and right away you can't like lift more than 10 pounds. And I had follow-ups and stuff to schedule with my doctors, so that's when, the 12 days after they approved me for moving on to pureed foods, because everything was going well. During that entire time, it helped to sleep elevated for sure. Actually, still, sometimes it's nice to sleep elevated if I have like reflux or something, but I also had like a stomach wrap, like a stomach binder that I could use to keep myself in place, or like help just brace myself for everyday movement. Especially when more like driving the car, like went out and about, that helped a lot. Like if I, when I went out to put errands with my aunt and stuff, it's like tie this up sometimes and now I'm good. It helps. What else did we do? I think the worst experience I had during that phase was, at one point I changed my bandages that were on my incisions, and I had a allergic reaction to the adhesive on the new bandages, and that sucked. That was rough. That was hard. Like Benadryl wasn't helping. I had to do they had to give me like a 2% like hydrocortisone to like clear that up. It was terrible. But my like incisions were healing fine. Everything like looked good. It was just the adhesive reaction was terrible. So that sucked. But after the 12 days, I moved on to pureed foods, and I did like another 10 days or so on pureed foods, and started working in like 10 to 15, and started working in more soft stuff during that time, like through like the second week of it. So there's a lot of popular like recipes and stuff out there. I never did the ricotta bake. I did do like a taco refried beans kind of thing. Protein mashed potatoes, tuna, cottage cheese, Greek yogurts, just blended up chicken and stuff. There was a time that I got Chipotle, and I just sliced and diced that up really fine And there was also a time where I got like chicken and mushroom from Panda Express, and I sat there and I separated all the chicken and I separated all the vegetables, and I blended up, like I minced up the chicken really good, and then I blended up like the mushroom and zucchini really well, and it was nice. It was just a nice thing. I know there's probably gonna be like food police out there or whatever that were like, this is not what you should do. It probably isn't, but it got me through it. So it was just nice to have something familiar. But during that whole time, still no real complaints. Everything that I put in my body accepted it, and I didn't have much of an issue. In the purely puree food stage, I did throw up one time, and that's because I ate too fast. So I was still having to re-teach myself how to eat. But otherwise, yeah, my stomach could handle everything for the most part. I didn't have anything that like I liked before that I didn't like. I think that takes longer for your taste buds to really change over time. Like there's some things that just might not settle with you at all, but I just haven't run into that, so I don't know. I will say vegetables and things, now that I'm in the phase 3, kind of like soft foods, I do have to cook the hell out of the vegetables, because otherwise they bring more gas. It's more of an issue, but it's not like I can't handle it. I just have to pace it. I'm just slowly introducing them and, doing my best and seeing which ones are better than others. But yeah, that was pretty much how pureed to soft foods went. As I started adding on more food, I maintained my protein goals this entire time, but as I added on more foods, I lost my water goals. So you have to get like 64 ounces of water. So as I'm right now pretty much out of the puree and into soft foods, it's really just drilling in that like you need to sip constantly throughout the day. And so I'm sipping like up until I eat something, and then after I eat you wait 30 minutes and then you can start drinking again. So just making sure that I'm kind of just being like, all right, I gotta finish like 20 to 26 ounces in that in between meal time, and that'll help me get there. I can comfortably eat about 4 to 6 ounces of stuff, mainly 4 ounces of food. Depending on if it's like still a softer type of food, I could probably get up to more like 6 ounces of it. But it takes me like 30 to 45 minutes to get through about 4 ounces of food. And this is not helping me because I still only have taken one bite of this. And I need to get through this. So let me take another bite. So yeah, second bite down. What I said is I could eat about 4 to 6 ounces of food slowly. Back when I ate, like when I ate too fast and threw up, basically I just got on top of timing. So like I made sure my bites were small. I would use this Fitbit to set a timer for 2 minutes between bites, and I just, took my time and I was like, okay, we're good. So I still just try to maintain that. Sometimes I set a timer, sometimes I don't. I'm trying to figure out what it just naturally feels like as I go. The only other problems I have encountered is sometimes I will be triggered to vomit if I have a lot of like nasal drainage, mainly in the morning. So that's happened to me like twice. And what else? Sometimes I would have reflux at night if I tried to drink too much last minute, specifically. Also, if the last thing that I drank was something like a vitamin water, I would, if I was laying flat, I would get reflux. So for a little while there, when I was still battling trying to get to my, and I still am, but like battling trying to get to my water goals, I'm like, okay, do not try to add it all at the end of the day. You need to really focus on it in the middle of the day for a while, because I'm only eating like 3 to 4 meals a day right now to get to my protein goals. And the afternoon, especially when I'm at work and stuff, still is like, hey, this is the time to focus on getting a really nice chunk of liquid in, because my lunch is only like 30 minutes, so like it's not really enough time to eat anyway. So I'm more like, because I'm still only doing half days, I kind of do more of a snack rather than a meal and just focus on my water intake during the time that I'm there. And then soon I'll be there full time again, so I'll figure out what I gotta do. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so that's what I was referring to. Still being elevated helps if I experience like reflux. I feel like it sounds like I'm saying reflex, and I want to like reflux. Really, yeah, I don't have any complaints about the process so far. I have moved through the phase well. Like I said, I'm back to work, hybrid time. I am doing some time work from home, some time in the office. I always work from home for most of my healing time. And as far as that goes, I guess like the learning curve or the hard part, like the mental game of it, was not feeling hungry. I have yet to feel hunger again. Like I don't feel hungry. It's like food is a chore almost. And because it's really overwhelming, because you have to think about it so much, because you have to meet like these goals, and it's like so new and so different from how it was before. So it's hard to get like, I didn't really get excited for food until in my puree to soft phase again. I made like this crab curry, and it was so good to me because I had been craving like a crab. But I didn't know, like, I didn't do it with fresh crab because I didn't know if I could tolerate it. So I was like, well, I might as well go a little cheaper and go for the imitation crab, and it sat just fine. And oh my goodness, the crab curry was so good. I was excited about food at that point. And then I've gotten excited trying to look for alternatives and find different recipes and things so I can try things that are like, this is what I like. Like, I'm trying to do a food diary type thing right now, basically, where I'm like, because I do Carb Manager to kind of manage my food, but I want to do a type of food diary where I can do like my research on things that I want to try and eat, and just different ways that I can access more protein with better ingredients and better foods. I'm always gonna, I'm not gonna be afraid to try things that I had before. It's just, eventually I will be able to eat those things again. It's just longer down the road, and I just have to be smart about it and make good choices. But, I will try those things again someday and see what I like and what I don't like. But I also want to make better choices long term. So I want to see what kind of alternatives and things I can make that kind of remind me of those foods that are just the healthier version of it. And also just products and stuff that I can try. I was thinking about getting like a bariatric subscription box to try it out later on down the road, and share like that unboxing with you guys, because I used to do unboxings a lot, and just kind of try a few things. So let me know what you guys want to see. But also just back to the not hungry. It was really hard on me for a little while to feel that way, because it's just like there's no joy in food. I am literally just doing it to survive, and it was such a shift from before because I had an unhealthy relationship with food. But it's just like, it's wild. It's hard to change. It's hard to like wrap my mind around it. It's something that I'm still processing. But now that I am getting more structure in my day-to-day and getting more time and getting more excited about like looking into food and trying things, that excitement is coming back in a healthier way. So I'm still processing that. Another thing that people did ask about was like, people talk about like going to the bathroom and stuff all the time. For the bathroom, I have cycled through diarrhea, constipation, and regular. I can go regular for the most part. My hardest time frame was when I wasn't keeping up with my hydration. So When I did not keep up with my hydration as well as I should have, I did have constipation to the point of hemorrhoids, and what got me through that time is a product called Tux. It's got like there's a cream and there's also like a medicated like type of wipe. It's got like witch hazel and blah blah in it. Not an ad, it's just something that worked for me. So if it then can work for you, whether you went through a surgery or having a hard time, or you're just a human being that had constipation and hemorrhoids, this will do it for you. It reminds me of that old Vine. I can't sit anywhere. I have hemorrhoids. So that was the vibe for a little while, but everything is fine now for the most part. It's still a little all over the place, you know, still learning, still seeing how your body reacts to things. It's only a month out. So, that is all fine. That's what's worked for me. I think I brought on like a dissolvable fiber that helps. So I just kind of like off and on, depending on how things go, as my hydration has gotten better over like the last 3 days. Let's be honest. I'm just getting into a routine now better. Things have been going on an upswing. So I just kind of am gauging how I'm feeling, gauging how much fiber I'm getting. This tortilla is nice because it's like 15 grams of fiber, and that helps me out. But I also have like a dissolvable fiber that I'm using, and I'm not really using them like every day. Same with like the Laxaclear type stuff, not every day, but it's like sometimes it's like every other day, or it's like pause for a few days and then do it. I'm just trying to figure out what frequency works for me, but also making sure that the food that I'm eating will eventually get me there, so I'm not reliant on those things. But it's a tool. They're tools. Just like this weight loss surgery was a tool. There's so many things I gotta do long term. I have my other follow-up appointment next week, and hopefully they clear me for working out. That would be nice. This whole time I've just been walking, and I honestly haven't been doing that as well as I could have. That's why one reason I was excited to get back to work is because I'm trying to like hit like at least 5,000 steps a day. And because there is a period of time where you're just kind of down and you're not energetic, I lost like a lot of motivation for a while, so I wasn't hitting enough steps. So, you know, that's part of it too. But now I can hit at least 3,000 steps at work and then just figure out what I'm going to do my next thing. But it would be nice to work in some different types of workouts and stuff. I am currently in a phase where I can lift up to 20 pounds and stuff. So, and I don't have pains. I'm moving pretty freely. As far as non-scale victories, I can feel like flexibility a little bit more. I can tell that I take up less space, and that I can navigate things easier, and that I'm just more well rested. I think one thing that changed is I cannot stay up anymore. One, probably because I'm almost 30, and two, just because I don't have the energy to stay up like I used to. I used to be a girly that could be, 2 or 3 in the morning. All right, I'm finally gonna go to sleep. Now it's like, it's 11:30. If I lay down, I'm out. Like if I lay down, it's over. So, I'm getting a full night's rest. Look at me. But, yeah. I think the only other thing that I've had is I definitely have an aversion to my unflavored protein powder that I use. Like I used it all the way through like my weight loss. I've used it up to surgery day, and I used it during my liquid phase after surgery day, and I cannot stand it anymore. I don't like the smell of it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to taste it. If it's masked well, it's fine. Like, I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to use it. But, man, I'm sick of it. And that's just from it being the only thing. Otherwise, I do take vitamins. I'm going to have to take vitamins for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to get blood work and stuff for the rest of my life. So I have 2 different things. I do a multivitamin. So this is like the Bariatric Advantage. So I do this one. Once again, not sponsored. This is just survival for me. I do a mixed fruit one. It tastes like a Flintstone shoe to me. And the first one that I got for my calcium shoes is the caramel. I think it's really good, but I was getting sick of it because it's the only flavor I had. So I only, in the last 5 days or so, got new flavors because I went and bought some more vitamins, and thank goodness for these flavors. Thank goodness for these flavors because I was sick and tired of caramel. So I got pineapple mango. It's good. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. It's not as good as this tropical orange, let me tell you that. Tropical orange is so good to me, especially after having caramel every day. So I've just kind of switched these out. I have like a pill case that I can put a month's worth of like all my medicine into. Actually just reset it. So I just flip these out. So I have to take this twice a day. So you do one in the morning, and then you do one with your dinner. And then you take your calcium chews 3 times a day. So that's why I got sick of this. So this is morning, lunch, and before bed. I was tired of caramel. It's really good though. I would recommend it. I would recommend caramel and tropical orange. Pineapple mango is still good. It's just not necessarily, I don't know if it's a balance of the 2 flavors, but it breaks things up, so it's good. Each of these will get you everything that you like. So this is like a month. Each of these are also a month supply. I basically wanted something to get me through to my first checkup. Like, so you do your first checkup where you actually do blood work and see where you're at and if you're deficient in anything 3 months post-op. So this is to get me through to that point, and I'm good at, and for the most part, I'm pretty good about taking my vitamins. I'm good about getting in protein. I'm almost there on getting to my water goals. So, it's working out. I've already talked for a million, years. I really need to eat this food. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. But I do encourage you guys to, let me know what it is that you guys want to see from me. If you guys have questions for me. I did like on TikTok, I have a lot of like a little day-to-day stuff. So I've like tried on clothes. I have talked about like foods that I was making during those periods. So if you want something that's like up with the times, definitely follow me over on TikTok. I started a new TikTok for my small business. Yay! I have some content that'll be about all that, so that'll come out. But let me know what you guys have questions about, and I'll be in the comments, so I'll come through. But let me know if you guys want any specific types of videos for things, and I'll work on them. I still have like a million years of vlog stuff to put up, and new things that I'm gonna vlog. I'm going to a Kiana Lede concert in October, and I'm also going to see Eric Nam in Chicago. So come on, I am ready. I'm so excited to get back to concerts and stuff again, and just have my little fall girl moment. And it's nice to experience so much change and have it gone positively because I focused on my mental health first. I think that was just astronomically the move for me. So let me know if you guys want to hear more about that. Right now, I'm just keeping my goals simple. So like when I started, my goal was to get to 380, and I did that a few days before surgery, and now, so my goal now is 280. And I'm 40 something away from that, which is kind of crazy. I think I'll reach it once I get some workouts in and stuff. So yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. I definitely, you can't really see it, but I've definitely got skin and stuff, so I can talk about that. I wear shapewear for sure. So if you guys have some shapewear suggestions, let a girl know. But yeah. So many things are changing, so let me know what you guys want to see. I've talked your ear off enough. I've dragged this out long enough. I'm going to go. I hope that you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.